Welcome back everybody. This is Rankwest here bringing you episode number 14 of Europa Universalis 4. Playthrough is Castile. And where we last left off, we had been colonizing, we had been warring, and we had been conquering. We're a conquering nation. Yes. So let's look at what we got. Actually, before we do that, let's take a quick look at the world. What's going on around civilizations? So we've got Muscovy, which is humongous. Look at you, you fat. And I say that every single time, but they really are. And you know, this really comes down to that's all we can see. I believe Muscovy probably has this extending finger that's kind of going bloop, wrapping all the way down here, because that's what they do. And then eventually, soon there'll be Russia, the Great Kingdom, and they'll probably be winning because they're huge. All right, and then we've got Sweden. Let's see, you are still under a personal union with Denmark. Norway is the same, so we may get a super Denmark here, but who knows? This, you know, they do have an event they can fire off where they can actually gain their independence, and sometimes even switch roles. So you can get a super Sweden, a super Norway. Who knows? England is just about united, with an exception of what are you? Glamorgan. There's one province in Wales, and as soon as they get that, I mean, they could probably fire off and turn into the United Kingdom or Great Britain any moment. Again, barring the fact that all they need is administrative tech level 10. Yes, that's all I need. France is just about unified. There's still some England left over here, which is really surprising. A lot of times they'll take that over, but a lot of times they're not usually this big. Look at them. And they kind of like us, so we've been improving the relations with them. We could probably do a little bit more. And Naples. All right, so what do we have for the agenda tonight? So let's take a look. Aragon, they are still in a personal union. And let's see. Diplomacy. Dynastic actions. Integrate. So we can integrate them in just 12 years, which is really exciting. So we need to have their opinion of us, their opinion of us as plus 190, which we're really close. You know, we have plus 174, which is really easy to get up, and our improved relations can really boost that. On top of the fact that, you know, all of their negatives will probably go away eventually. Let's take a look at Naples. They have even less negatives. We got a backwards monarch. Really? Strange. And we still have plus 60 in terms of improved relations, and they're in the same boat. So I will probably integrate Aragon first, and then go over to Naples. You want to be careful too, because Naples owns a bit of the Ottomans over here, which eventually will be us. And we don't want to tangle with the Ottomans if we don't have to for too long. We can look at Austria here, which is very big. Can we look at the HRE? I don't know. Right there, right? Yes. So Austria is still the king of the whole Roman Empire, and wow, that doesn't look very good for Austria. I don't know if those numbers are pointing towards me, or if they're pointing towards Austria. But if they're pointing towards Austria, that's not a good thing. So yes, so these are all the countries in the cabinet. These are all the princes here. So I believe it starts with 49. So a good amount of them have been swallowed up, probably due to war. But as you can see, Venice has been eaten up a little bit. They actually start off with all this land here, and ooh, look at that. Ferrara has actually taken Venice proper. Very nice. All right, so let's end with the paused stuff, and let's continue. Yes, we had just finished a war with Mali. Yes, because we're still. Can we cheap? No, we can't. So we just finished a war with Mali, and we had taken 2 of their provinces. Now we got to be careful because we're getting into very bad territory. One, our overextension is getting dangerously high. We are still okay though because we are under 100% overextension. Let's take a look. Stability. Yes, we're at 96, and you don't actually get any. So you get some negatives, yes, of course, but we don't actually get any really bad events until after you get over the 100% threshold. And so I am coring Bambuk and what are you? Burr. And we are still colonizing, I think, right? Armies, navies, colonies. Yes, so we've got 3 colonies. We've got Baharia, which is over in South America. So we've got 2 colonies. Yeah, Mbaya and Pernambuco over in South America. And we're also colonizing Konian. And the reason why I took Konian is because I knew I was going to go to war with Mali, and I had a feeling I was going to take both of these provinces, which are gold mines. So the fact that I've got this here, that's going to be a province that will connect our provinces here. So we're going to get less penalties for having them. But what again, we have to be careful. Ooh, let's take a look. Regimental pride. Our men are proud of their regiments at the best of times, but these days their pride knows no bounds. The healthy competition between regiments means that they are outdoing each other to ensure their own perfection. The really nice thing is that they are buying equipment for themselves to ensure that they have the best available, so we don't have to buy it for themselves. Stay calm and take pride. It's kind of a little play on, stay calm and carry on. From England. Land maintenance modifier, minus 25%. That's sweet. So we save a little bit of money, more, which is fantastic. Yes, I understand. And Tangiers. Bad Tangiers. What are you? I understand. I can't. Harsh. 80 military power? I'm gonna do it. I don't feel like having a pulse there. Let's squish. Okay, unpause. Let's play the game. So, we've got our Carracks, and they were here just basically for blockading. Let's move on up. Yep, I squished them. We've got our Explorer. Let's take a look. Do some exploring. Right, now where do we want to go? Let's go south. Come on. Why? Oh, they don't have a leader? Dang it. Did he die? He died. Fluffer nutter. That's why I wasn't going in there. Alright, let's go exploring. Our general is a 2-1. It's just not great. Not bad. Meh. As far as our admirals go, we don't really want to, we don't really care about what they do, at least for the most part. Our naval powers are going to be strong enough as it is, just by what we have in them. So I think we're going to be okay in that regard. They're really just designed to, at least in my mind, designed for the exploration part of it. Now, I am of the firm believer that there is absolutely no difference in between explorers and admirals. The same thing as conquistadors versus generals. There is an ongoing debate on whether or not you'll get better stats if you don't go with the exploration units. Pause. Anybody take our stuff? Yeah, Papal State, get away. You are already the Pope. Leave my peeps alone. Great news, we get tobacco. Ooh, that's exciting. Tobacco is really good. So there's a big debate in the EU community saying that, if you get a conquistador or an explorer, then you're going to have poorer stats. So it's going to be a much... Ooh, come on. Ooh, that's not good. I'm going to take that one. And this guy's gone far enough, in my opinion. Let's bring him back. And we're good. Armies. Where are armies? These are all split up. Let's merge these. Merge. Merge. That'll make our... Ooh, I don't care about you either. Let's turn you off. Oh, there we go. That makes much more sense. Now I can see. We still have a free diplomat. Let's boost some French relations. Because again, we want them off of our... We want to be off their poop list. I don't know why they rivaled us. You know, we don't even have a sharing border. It's very silly. Very, very silly. And that's okay. Merge those armies. Let's go back to the boat. Let's heal up. Start patrolling. Yeah, cool. Patrol. Alright guys, and we're back. I've been having some crashing issues like I've been mentioning, so I tried looking into the issue, and I have just turned off multi-sampling, so maybe that has something to do with it. Back to this this event, which has happened a couple times. We can either transfer base stacks from one place to another, or we can just gain a cheaper stability cost modifier for a little bit of a sacrifice for morale of armies. And we're going to take that one. Granted, it's a little bit long. We're not planning on going to war anytime soon, so let's get to moving. We've got some stuff we've got to do. Let's find, where's our boats? Alright, you. Hi. Let's get back to the dock. And let's turn... No, I want to start patrolling. Yes, let's patrol. And patrolling is very good. Actually, no. Stop. Stop patrolling. I'd actually like you to come down here. Come back. Actually, you come all the way down here. Then come back and start patrolling that. So it's good to set some patrols, especially ones that are gonna bring you all the way down to a place and then back into port. That way you can kind of set it and forget it as far as the exploration goes, so I can kind of go off and not worry about my guy dying, because he's always going to stop in port and repair. We've got way too many armies going on here, so let's merge the armies real quick like we did in the last videos. We can see what's going on. Bahia is almost done being colonized, so let's go back. I know we were trying to kissy with some French peoples, improve relations with them, and we're good. We can invest in a new technology, Diplotech. We're not going to want to do that. We're not going to want to do it just yet. Ideas. We are almost able to bubble the next idea. We need just 7 more Diplotech points, and there it is. Boom! Global Empire, which gives us overseas income plus 10%, but better yet, we gain our permanent casus belli against all pagans in the game. This is going to cap out this complete idea, and so that's also going to bring us one step closer to devout Catholicism. So bam, take that. We have just finished our exploration ideas, which is fantastic. So the next step, increasing our tech. We're going to get some new boats, some buildings. It'll be very, very nice. Alright, so what's next? Yes, we've gained the casus belli against Benin, which is this guy right, Shma, and that's only because we haven't seen them. So Mali, they are, what are you? Religion-wise. You are Sunni. Kanem Bornu, Sunni. So we're not going to get a casus belli against them. All right, and neither will we of Jollof. So I believe we'll be able to get Benin, and then this, I believe this is the Ashanti right here. So Benin, Ashanti, and Oyo. The Hausa are actually Sunni as well. All right, so a new settlement. We can choose to have one abandoned, gain some prestige. We gain a base tax in Pernambuco. We're going to gain the base tax. That's a long-term investment right there. Yes, our overextension's too high. Yes, we have revolts possible. We can convert provinces, really. Oh, let's get some of that started. So let's start converting Gibraltar or Granada. Let's go to Gibraltar. Excellent. We got our missionary working. Can we actually do two? Ooh, we got 2 missionaries. So we can do this as well. Very cool. So this is going to increase our revolt risk just slightly to a whopping 10% in Granada. So we're actually going to take our troops, move them over to Granada, but we'll be able to do both of these in just a couple of years. And you are rebel stomping as well. Okay. Which is really nice. We'll be able to get rid of the Muslim faith within our borders, which will make us gain more income, and it's a whole bunch of boosts to our fun stuffs. All right, so we need to take our carracks back. I want to unsplit our ships, kind of consolidate things, because we've got a lot of things just kind of off in space. Ooh, Portugal's expanded a bit. That is good. We want them to expand because we like them to be better. So when we start facing some other peoples, again, they love us. They're at plus 200. Ooh, which is very good. Core construction. We're about halfway done the cores on these 2 provinces. It's going to increase our income dramatically, which comes at a at a price. We got to be careful with that too. So we can invest in our naval force, which increases our ship cost but lowers our diplotech. And I think I'm going to do that one. Or we can abandon the idea of naval supremacy and get a military tech boost. So I'm going to take the naval. All right. So we've got a ton of buildings. Let's look real quick. All right, I want to build some more temples. That's going to give us more income, but honestly, it's not looking like we're going to get that done. At least not yet. We've got some temples that we can build. Courthouse, what's that going to do? Local revolt risk. That seems like a great idea, but not yet. Armories. Armories seem promising. Earth Rampart. Let's do that first. And that's going to boost our factories. Okay, that's going to boost the fort level in South America. Get some constables. Yeah, let's get some constables going. Okay, so constables 1.4. We're going to get a 1.4. 1.8, very nice. 1.4, and that we are now out of money. Papal influence. What are we looking at? Oh, people are really fighting over this guy. All right, let's fill that guy out. Nobody is after that guy, and nobody's really challenging that guy. So all our points are going to have to go into Benovsky. He's kind of old. Yeah, see, our papal guys are really old. We're kind of getting... All right, France is done. Very good. They don't like me. Rival. Complete. Yeah. Diplomacy. Let's improve Brittany's relations. Look at our economy too. Our inflation is a little bit high. Slaves in Conian. Ooh, our colony finished. Didn't notice that. Which one was it? Bahia. Crap. Let's get rid of that. I know that was... We kind of wasted a little bit of money there, but I want the core there before I want the earth rampart. That is the most important thing. Especially the tobacco. Oh. So we've got current price 6.35. There is a demand. There's a higher demand than there is a supply, which is great. So we're making a ton of money off of that province. And when I say a ton of money, I mean 2.65 gold. All right, so distance overseas brings us to negative 90%. That sucks. Ooh. All right, so when this becomes a core, that will actually increase, which is really nice. Let's look at the trade node real quick too. Now the benefit of this node here is that the Brazil node is only it only pushes money out. So a lot of the money is actually staying put here. Actually, no, it's not. That's the trade value is 6.9. All of the money, which is 0.89 gold, is actually being pushed out to Brazil into the Ivory Coast, where it then it gets split in 3 ways. And let's transfer trade power. Let's grab... Yeah, let's transfer trade power here. And that's going to push some monies, more monies from the Ivory Coast all the way up. And it's going to keep going all the way up into Sevilla, where we're collecting from trade. We've got 44% of the trade value, which we are the highest. And we can even boost that up by creating more ships. And... Right ship. Let's do that. Move this guy out. Protect trade in the Ivory Coast. Get some more trade power there. We're going to want to push as much gold outside because we're actually competing against Timbuktu, and that's based off of land provinces pushing out. So if we get some boats over here, we'll be able to push the majority of the money back up this way, which eventually is going to feed into us over in Sevilla. So that's very good. And let's keep going. We've got our cardinal stolen. Ooh, we don't have enough points. Portugal. Cut it out. It's not okay. Okay. Alright, so if we want to increase our trade power, we can also build marketplaces. I think I'm going to do that too. But let's look at our constables first. Courthouse, armory. Nope. Constable. 1.2. 1 is a solid investment. Also, let's look at our finances. We're making 12.61 gold. And we are gaining quite a bit of inflation. Now, the constables are really important. The more money we make based out that's not based out of gold, the better things will be. Constable. Throw you right there. Let's put you in dock. Have I discovered? I have. All right. So I know we weren't paying attention to this explorer dude. I want you to head out to the Caribbean. Might as well, right? See if we can meet some more pagans. Maybe conquer some more land. Let's seek a diplomatic solution. We are still not wanting to go to war. They insulted us? Well, they're a bunch of jerks. Ooh, did we get one? No. Portugal? Okay, so we've got 12 points. We're going to hold on to them. We're just going to wait. Keep doing that. Back over to here. Portugal seems to be taking their time. I don't know. I know that they have the Azores over here, and they can actually probably get into the Caribbean a bit quicker, but I don't see any Portugal land over here. Just surprising, to be honest. Ooh, so Trinidad, Tarragon. Okay, so we haven't seen any of this here. We actually have a little bit more wiggle room with that guy. Stop trolling. And let's take a look. Maybe we can discover some more of Portugal's settlements. Now, all these islands here are settable by themselves. Which is really nice, and especially, you know, it really comes down. Ooh, let's get home. Let's get home. All right, that's enough. It's enough. Thank you for doing what you can, but you're gonna die. You'll be fine. I have faith in you, Alonso Gomez. I really do. Don't fail me. All right, you're patrolling. Cool. Colonies. Ooh, we've got... So, let's start another colony. We're making a ton of money, so we need to spend this money. I recommend... Let's look at where our colonial range is. Ooh, and our king died. Crap. We have a crappy king. A better heir, but a crappy king. 030. Okay. Well, it happens. Alright. So... We've got our settlement here. It's growing. Where do we want to move on towards? Let's look. Base 2, base 4, 3. Send our colonists there. It's a base 4 tax, which is really nice. And we'll get a port up in this sea zone, which means we'll be able to get a little bit closer this way. I am going to fill that in, so don't worry for those that are OCD also. Okay. Also, I am going to need to boost our stability. So, where are you? Let's boost it. So, I think this is as good of a spot as any. I'm going to cut the video here. This has been a painful episode to make. It really has. With all the crashing and whatnot, it's kind of put me at the end. So, this session has been drastically cut short. Puerto Rico, very nice. We're going to get up there. So, you guys, if you like the episode, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, do... Yeah, stuff. It really helps my channel, and tell me what you want to see. If you want to see me race to the Caribbean, you want to see me tackle some more Muslims, put it in the comments. I would really appreciate seeing some of that stuff. Ooh, the Mamluks are getting squished. Anyways, so we'll see you next time, guys. Bye-byes.